दक्षिणा दक्षिणाराध्या दरस्मेरमुखाम्बुजा कौलिनी केवला सर्गकैवल्यपददायिनी.
Adored by right and left hand worshippers. Dakshina by offerings, Dakshina by wise men, Aradhya worshipped, or Dakshina wise men, Adakshina foolish men, or Dakshina those who are ever desirous of knowing karmas. For the word Dakshina is explained thus in the Shruti: by knowledge, ascetics ascend to where desire cease, which do not reach the Dakshinas, the Karmans, nor foolish men, Adakshinas, those who know Brahman, the Bhagavad Gita. Four kinds of good men are worshipping me, O Arjuna: distressed, one desirous of knowing me, seeker after wealth, O wise, O best of Bharatas, whose lotus face is wreathed with sweet smiles, or Dara, the conch shell, Smera, shining, that is shining white. Her face shines like a white conch shell, or her neck resembles in formation of a conch shell, or Dara, in time of fear, Smera. Her face is always shining, even in the time of fear. The meaning is, even at the time of final dissolution, when the faces of others become pale with fear, the face of Mother alone remains smiling. Dara, protecting the devotees. Her face is always gracious to her devotees, pure and worshipped by the devotees of the Kula. Kevala, the knowledge of Ishvara, because we often see it thus used in the Jaina trees. Or Kevala, devoid of all attributes, or freed from pleasure and pain. In the Shiva Sutra, Shiva is named as Kevalan, who is freed from these two. The Vishwa says, Kevala means a certain kind of knowledge, masculinity, one complete, neutral decision, masculine deception. The first three meanings are also to be taken here. Or, she is decided, Kevala, by the Kolas. According to another reading, Kalini Kevala, she is the pure time, giving the abode of princess salvation. Anargha, priceless, unlimited. Kaivalya Pada is the fifth state of salvation. Some add a before anargha. A then means everywhere.
स्तोत्रप्रिया स्तुतिमती श्रुतिसंस्तुतवैभवा मनस्विनी मानवती महेशी मङ्गलाकृतिः.
Fond of praise, stotra. There are 6 kinds of worldly praises. The great men say salutation, namaskara, blessing, ashis, praising the attainments, siddhantokti, praising exploits, parakrama, rehearsing glory, vibhuti, prayer for prosperity, prarthana. These are the 6 characteristics of praises. For example, refer to the names worshipped by 3 worlds: recipient of praise, supporter, etc. She is showering, etc. Icha Shakti, etc. Bestower of, etc. are respectively to be taken for Namaskara, etc. Or it refers to the Vedic praise, namely rehearsing the attributes of the gods about whom mantras are sung, or stotrap, the waters which are to be praised. These waters mean here devas, pitras, men, and asuras. The Shruti says there are the 4 waters. In the Shruti, Chandogya Upanishad, verse 3, in the 5th oblation, the water becomes men. It is said, the water becomes formed of men, etc. In another Shruti, also it is said, all this indeed is water, recipient of praise or stuti. By praising her, mati, knowledge, and ayi, dominion, are to be obtained, whose glory is celebrated in the scriptures. According to the Kosha, Samstuta means experience, that is, her greatness is experienced by the scriptures, or Shruti, 4, that is, her glory is experienced in 4 ways. The person in the body, the person in the meters, the person in the scriptures, and the great person are described in the Bhavracha Upanishad. She is in the 4 forms, Vyuhas. The Kurma Purana also says Devi has 4 Shaktis. They are declared to be her own nature, and she is the support of these 4. Listen to me, O best of Munis. These are Shanti, Vidya, Pratishtha, and Nivritti. Hence, the Supreme Lord is said to be 4 formed. By these 4 Shaktis, the Supreme Lord enjoys his own bliss. Intelligence, Manaswini, the mind depends upon her. High minded, Manavati. Mana may mean the elevation of mind, regard the expression indicating the forgiveness of sin, proof, or measurement. Maheshi, the wife of Mahesha. The Devi Purana says, as she was born from Mahadeva and worshipped by great men, and as she is the wife of Mahesha, she is called Maheshi, of beneficial appearance. Mangala Kriti.
विश्वमाता जगद्धात्री विशालाक्षी विरागिणी प्रगल्भा परमोदारा परमोदा मनोमयी व्योमकेशी विमानस्था वज्रिणी वामकेश्वरी पञ्चयज्ञप्रिया पञ्चप्रेतमञ्चाधिशायिनी.
Mother of the universe, Vishwamata, or Vishwa, Vishnu. The Shruti says, the mother of Vishnu, supporter of the world, or Dhatri, nurse, because she protects. The Shruti, he is the protector of the world, he is the firm bridge for the sake of preserving order of the beings. The Devi Purana also says, wherefore you sustain the world and assign functions to them. The root dha means to bear, sustain. Hence, she is called by the wise the sustainer of the universe. Large-eyed, Vishalakshi. According to the Padma Purana, she is the deity worshipped at Banaras, though the word Vishala means Badarikashrama. Here it means Nepalapitha, as both the places are in the Himalaya regions. Brahma and other Purushas say in the Pitanyasa that the Nepalapitha should be meditated upon as situated in the eyes. Hence is Vishala, Nepalapitha, Akshi, eyes, that is the eyes of Devi, are the Nepalapitha in her universal form. Dispassionate, Virajini, strong, Pragalbha. She is strong in the action of creation, etc. Supremely generous, Paramodara. According to the Amara, Udara means great. She is great in space and time. The Shruti says, he is like ether, all pervading, eternal, or Para, the supreme, Moda, bliss, on all sides, Ra, gives, or Parama, much, Uda, water, that is, ocean here meaning the ocean of worldly existence. Ara, weapons. She is the destroyer of the worldly existence of her devotees. By prefixing A to the name, we get Aparama, etc. Apa, gone, Rama, joy. That is miserable. To such persons she is Udara, generous, supremely delightful. Paramoda, Amoda, sweet, smell, that is fame or awe. On all sides, Moda, happiness. The mind, Manomai, because the pure Brahman is to be fixed in the mind, the Rama says that Bhairava Shiva is said to be Chidakasha. His own active energy, Spanda Shakti, is known as Manomai or Manomai. Mind is the chief instrument. The Shruti, Brahmanda Upanishad, says by mind alone is to be seen. According to this, Manas is the chief instrument in creating self knowledge, whose hair is the ether. In her Virat universal form, the ether becomes her hair, or she is the wife of Vyomakesha, Shiva, or Vyomakesha, small, Ishi, ruler. She is the ruler of even atoms, or Vyomakashi, Shiva. In his ether form, his wife is called Vyomakeshi in her form of her quarters. Residing in the celestial chariot, Vimanastha are the Devas who remain in the chariotal celestial chariot. She is not different from them. Or we, much mana, protection of her devotees, sta, engaged. Such is her position. Or we, much, ma, light, ana, chariot, sta, residing. She remains in radiant chariots, such as Kirichakra and others. Or we, without ma, limitation, that is, unconditioned Brahman, sta, residing in that, or she limits the Brahman, or she is without limitation, or we, much, ma, measures, that is, establishes decision, that is, Vimana, scriptures, sta, remains, that is, she is described in the Vedas. Vimana, proof, which are not opposed to the Vedas, sta, she remains therein in the nature of dharma, or Vimana, the 14 Vidyas, namely Purana, Nyaya, Mimamsa, etc. The holy Jaimini in this sutra says if an inferential statement, no, because the system has its own limits, etc. Vajrini, the wife of Indra, the possessor of the Vajra, the thunderbolt, or bearing Vajra in hand, or adorned with jewels, called Vajra. In Shruti, the great terrible Vajra. Vajra means Brahman. Devi is called Vajrini as she is related with Brahman as its limitator. Vamakeshwari. Vamakeshwara is the name of a tantra. Vama are those who follow the Vama, the doctrine inculcated in the above Tada, or Vama path. Vamaka, contemptible, because they do not perform the 5 sacrifices, Panchya Yagnas, or Vamaka, Daksha, and other progenitors of the race, fond of the 5 sacrifices, Panchayagna Priya. According to the Shruti, the 5 sacrifices are Agnihotra, Darshapuranamasa, Chaturmasya, Pashu, and Soma. According to the Smritis, they are Deva, Pitra, Brahman, Bhuta, and Manushya Yagnas. The Pancharatra Gama gives the 5 branches of worship, namely Avigamana, approaching the god, Upadana, collecting materials of God's worship, Ijya, worship, Swadhyaya, repetition of Veda, etc., and Yoga, meditation. Kaulagama enumerates the 5 kinds of worship: Kevala, Yamala, Mishra, Chakrayuk, and Virasamgraha. The Nityatrayi gives out 5 kinds of worship, which accomplish all kinds of desires, namely Madhya, etc. The Brihatantra Kaumidi and the Mantra Mahodadhi, based on the former, mean the 5 kinds of women: Aturi, Sautaki, Daurbodhi, Trashi Sadhana, and Bhavani, or the 5 kinds of sacrifices of water, which, according to the Shruti, form the body of a man in the last oblation. The 5 places of sacrifices are Somaloka, dew, earth, man, and woman, or Pancha, extended yagna, the abode of the creators of the world, reclining on a couch formed of 5 corpses. Brahma and the other 3 gods are the 4 legs of the couch, and Sadashiva is the mattresses. The Bhairava Yamala says in the Bahurupa Prastara, on that great and pleasant couch, whose pillow is Maheshana, of whose 4 legs are Brahma, etc., and whose mattress is Sadashiva, reclines the great Tripurasundari, the great queen. Acharya also says Brahma, Hari, Rudra, and Ishvara became the 4 legs of your couch, and the Sadashiva became the pure white sheet.
पञ्चमी पञ्चभूतेशी पञ्चसङ्ख्योपचारिणी शाश्वती शाश्वतैश्वर्या शर्मदा शम्भुमोहिनी.
The 5th, in order of Brahma, etc. Sadashiva is the 5th. His wife is Panchami. The Sutta Samhita says that even Sadashiva, the 5th, requires the help of the mother. Rudra is the best of the 3, Brahma, etc. The Supreme Shiva, the possessor of Maya. Sadashiva, who is with the mother and is possessed of permanence, etc., is better than the omniscient Shiva, the possessor of Maya. Of this, there is no need to discuss, or the word Panchami means Varahi by the conventional Rudhi, acception, though we see the term used as a derivative, one, yoga, in places, such as she is the 5th in the order of Brahmi, etc. She is the last in the deities of Pancharatna, like the deities of the 5 sheets, Panchakosha. Yet, we find the word Panchami generally used as a conventional one in the Dakshinamurti Samhita and other places, namely, one should worship the sun of the 5th, one should meditate in the heart. The Panchami, Yantra, are very difficult to obtain in the 3 worlds, or we can take the word Panchami to mean Varahi as the conventional or derivative one, or she is the 5th, Pancha, me, which is bliss. The Kalpasutra says bliss is the form of Brahman that is established in the body. There are 5 which indicate that the worship of Devi by these 5 is a secret, or she is the 5 taken collectively. These points are set forth in the Tripura Sukta, and their meaning, namely gift, purification, etc., must be learnt from the Guru, or Panchami, the 5th Homa in the form of oblation of semen in the woman, as described in the Shruti. In the 5th oblation, the water forms person, or Panchami, the 5th state of salvation, ruler of the 5 elements. Panchabhuteshi or Panchabhuta fold, because that is the garland called Vaijayanti, formed of 5 elements and 5 gems. The Vishnu Purana says the club bearers, Vishnu's garland, called Vaijayanti, is formed as it consists of 5 elements. It is also called the element garland, O twice born one. Here, the 5 formed means the 5 kinds of jewels, namely pearl, manikya, marakata, sapphire, and diamond. The Vishnu Rahasya also says, from earth comes the blue black gem, from water, pearl, from fire, the kaustubha, from air, Vaidurya, from ether, Pushparaga. Thus, the 5 form the Vaijayanti garland of Hari, worshipped with 5 objects, Panchasankhyopacharini. These are scent, flowers, incense, lamp, offering of food. The 32nd verse divides 50 names. Meditate in your pure heart on the succession of gurus from Shiva to one's own guru, who are the sons of all good qualities, lords of the Devas, the destroyers of the 4 kinds of births, the givers of the 4 kinds of bliss, namely Dridha, Amoda, Ghana, and Sukha, the expounders of the Vedas who have new feet, eternal, Shashwati, Shashwat. Frequently, that is, she is worshipped continuously by her devotees. The Shruti, Katha Upanishad, says, to them alone belong eternal attainment, not to others, possessing eternal dominion, Shashvataishwarya. Some prefix the syllable I, the Ishas, the rulers of the universe, the 5 corpses, Ashwata, the condition of being a horse, vehicle, Aishwarya, dominion, that is the 5 corpses, Brahma, etc., form her seat. Giver of happiness, Sharmada, bewildering Shambhu, Shambhu Mohini.
धराधरसुता धन्या धर्मिणी धर्मवर्धिनी लोकातीता गुणातीता सर्वातीता शमात्मिका.
Earth, Dhara, or supporter of the universe, Dhara, the letter La, which represents her form. The Jnananarnava says the letter La is the goddess of the earth, with mountains, forests, and deserts, and having the 50 sacred places and all the places of pilgrimage, etc. Daughter of Himavan, Dharasuta, fortune, Dhanya, or possessing wealth, or Dhanya, is a certain yogini, as mentioned in the Jyotisha Sastra, namely Mangala, Pingala, Dhanya, or Dhanya. There are 4 kinds of thoughts which arise in the last stage, Charamakalina, which are Artha, Raudra, Dhanya, and Shukla. The Puranas say those who know say that Artha is that meditation which arises through illusion, the desire to possess dominion, pleasure, beds, seats, women, scents, garlands, jewels, clothes, and ornaments. Raudra is said by the wise to be that meditation in which arises desire and not difference. Though he had experience from this, wounds, fire, beating, cruelty, bodily injury, breaking limbs, etc. Dhanya is said to be wise, to be that meditation in which arises a thought by the following of the meaning of the Upanishads, Sutra, and by the performance of great vows, etc., about the causes of bondage and liberation and going and coming, reincarnation, and of tranquility, and of the 5 senses, and compassion in all beings. Shukla is said by the wise to be that meditation in which, by practice of yoga, which destroys the constructive imagination, the senses are not tainted by material objects. The inner self is fixed on its unity with one reality, Brahman. The result of the above four is thus set forth in the same Purana. The man who practices artha becomes Tiryak, an animal or a mineral. He of Raudra descends lower. The one of Dhanya goes to the Devas and attains good results, and one of the Shukla is freed from future births. Therefore, in meditation, the wise man should cultivate the Shukla state, which removes the pain of rebirth, beneficial, enables one to cross the ocean of existence, and which calms passion. Righteous, Dharmini, the possessor of such attributes as experience of bliss, eternity, etc. Increaser of righteousness, Dharmavardhani, the Vamana Purana says, control of the senses, purity, and wifehood with devotion refer respectively to Shankara, the sun, and to Devi, Shiva, and his spouse. Meditated upon by men, increase in them these three qualities. Or she is the destroyer, Vardhani, from root vrud, to cut, of the objective world, literally dharma, the conditions. Transcending the worlds, Lokatita, Lokas, from Indra to Vishnu, Loka transcending these. She resides in the city of Parashiva, called Mahakailasha. The Shiva Dharmottara says that the city of Parashiva transcends all worlds. Again, after describing the lower worlds, it says, above the abode of Vishnu, one should know the great divine city of Shiva. This great city of Shiva is called Apada. Men devoted to works return again from this world. After describing the city of Shiva, which is to be attained by those devoted to works, again proceeds. Above the city of Shiva, there are three supreme seats, eternal, ever pure, restored by Skanda, Uma, and Shiva. Those who attain this supreme seat, devoted to meditation, do not return again to the terrible ocean of samsara. They become omniscient, omnipresent, pure, merged in Maheshwara, possessed of the strength of Shiva, and attain the supreme city of Shiva, or Lokas, the Jivas, Atita, transcending attributes, transcending all, Sarvatita, Sarva, all worlds. The Jnananarnava says, know Parabrahman, which transcends speech and is beyond counting, as ourselves. Tranquility, Samatmika, Sama, tranquilizing the activity of the world. The Mandukya and Brihatapini Upanishads say, they hold that it is tranquility of the activity of the world, peace, non-dual, the fourth, or Sam, bliss, Atma, her nature.
बन्धूककुसुमप्रख्या बाला लीला विनोदिनी सुमङ्गली सुखकरी सुवेशाढ्या सुवासिनी.
Resembling the Bandhuka flower, Bandhuka is a tree in the Vanga country and its flower is very red. Girl, Bala. The Shruti says, though art boy or girl, the Tripura Siddhanta also says, O beloved one, as though those play like a child, thou art called Bala. Taking pleasure in amusement. Leela, the play of activity of the universe. Leela is the name of the wife of Padmaraja, a king mentioned in the Yoga Vasistha. Vinodini, she leads that queen into right action. The story is given thus. Leela Devi worshipped Saraswati and pleased her and received knowledge from Saraswati and brought back her husband to life. If the word Leela is taken as a separate name, it means Lakshmi. The Devi Purana explains it thus: Lakshmi is called Leela because she fondles, Lalala, very auspicious, Sumangali, Su, beautiful, Mangala, Brahma. The Vishnu Purana says that by remembering which drives away fortune, misfortune from men and gives much benefit. That supreme Brahman they know as Mangala. The Atri Smriti says the performance of the right action and avoiding wrong action is called Mangala by rishis who speak of the Brahman giving happiness, Sukhakari, decked with beautiful raiment, ever married. Suvasini, a woman whose husband is living, that is exempt from widowhood, or Devi, is not separate from such woman.